stop whatever you are doing right now. Virgo, I need your complete attention. You did not click on this video by accident. It is the exact frequency of your current cycle that pulled you here. I can feel the sudden exhaustion mixed with anticipation you've been carrying these last few days. The universe is moving fast, and if you don't hear this message, you might miss the revelation it's trying to hand you. The pain is the anxiety of seeing things finally moving fast, but feeling a lingering dread that the rug will be pulled out from under you at any second. It is like a dam breaking. For years, the water built up behind a massive wall of invisible blocks and silent envy. Now a single crack has formed, and the river is finally taking its natural course. You will discover why things are speeding up so intensely right now. You will uncover what specific energy is finally breaking around you. You will learn how to protect the blessings rushing into your life before anyone else sees them. You will understand the silent shift in how others are suddenly perceiving you. And before this message closes, I will say a phrase about your life that you will carry with you for the next few months. Have you ever felt that there is a strange vertigo taking over your life, as if things are finally moving forward, but a silent shadow is rushing in to pull the emergency brake, as if a voice in your head is telling you that this sudden luck is too good to be true and the disaster is just waiting around the corner? What if this sudden rush of events isn't just random chaos, but a signal that the universe is finally breaking the invisible siege that has held you back for years? Because while many just brace for impact and wait for things to go wrong, few realize that this sudden acceleration carries an exposed nerve, a hidden spiritual drain, and an envy that is desperately trying to catch up to you. But what if the great turning point is in this revelation that you haven't been able to apply yet? Now think with me. Why does everything stall in my life exactly when it's about to work out? What if every opportunity that felt tainted, every sudden exhaustion right before a big leap, every friend who grew quiet when you started winning, every time you had to hide your joy to keep the peace, and this constant feeling of waiting for the other shoe to drop are signs of a spiritual envy you have ignored for too long? It was searching for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against Virgo. This book is not just a read, it is a revelation created for Virgos who wish to understand the real reason why people act strangely when your life speeds up, sever the invisible ties trying to slow you down, armor your energy, so you can finally run without looking over your shoulder. Many Virgos already feel they need to protect themselves from this energy surrounding them, but haven't yet made the decision to download the digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment, but pay attention. The access could be taken offline at any moment. It reveals reflections, hidden signs, and directions that can transform everything. Do not wait for the next sudden opportunity to be sabotaged before you learn how to protect it. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the envy that tried to dim your light might be the exact proof that the universe has prepared for you a brilliance too massive to go unnoticed. You are still processing this right now, feeling that exact chill of recognition on the back of your neck. If this first word has already touched something inside you, write "My momentum is mine" down below. Not for me, but because another Virgo who is exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to find them tonight. This path has a map, and it is already within your reach in the first pinned comment. I will come back to it shortly, and if for some reason you are not interested or cannot acquire the digital book right now, there is still another door open for you. I don't receive a single cent for any of these messages I deliver here every day. Nothing at all. And yet they keep coming out every single day for you and for every Virgo who still needs to be reached. If at any moment your heart wishes to give back a little of what you received, there is a voluntary donation link open in the first pinned comment right below the book. Whatever amount fits in your hand today, whatever sum your heart points to, that is what keeps this channel standing. That is what makes the next message reach another Virgo tomorrow, exactly as it reached you today. I will be waiting for you there, Virgo. I haven't even told you the most important thing yet. There are 4 signs that this siege is already acting upon you, and you are going to recognize at least one of them. I need you to slow down for a second. The rushing feeling in your chest is exactly what they want you to focus on, so you miss the delicate details of what is actually shifting in the background. You have been carrying a silent exhaustion that feels like walking against a heavy, invisible current, even though everyone else thinks you are finally sprinting forward. Virgo, you are sensing something that others are completely blind to. You feel the shift in the air before the storm even arrives, and that is why this moment feels so incredibly isolating. Notice how your body reacts to what I'm going to say now. Feel the sudden tension in your shoulders or the slight change in your breathing. This isn't coincidence. There are 4 specific signs that this invisible siege is already acting upon you, trying to stall your momentum right at the finish line. And you are going to recognize at least one of them immediately. Think about that sudden text message that brought confusing, chaotic news right when you were starting to relax on a Tuesday evening. For some of you, this appeared as an urgent, unexplained crisis at work just as you were finally logging off. For others, it was a sudden cancellation or a dramatic shift in plans from someone you were counting on. This wasn't random drama meant to ruin your peace. It was the siege trying to throw dust in your eyes to blind you to the real opportunity opening up. You called it bad luck returning at the last minute. The universe called it the final spiritual test. Then there is that strange heavy fatigue that hit you at 3 p.m. right after a conversation where you finally spoke your mind and stood your ground. The room suddenly felt thick. Your eyes grew heavy, and a strange wave of doubt washed over your chest. This wasn't just a lack of sleep or everyday stress catching up to your nervous system. It was your energy field physically repelling the invisible envy, trying to latch onto your new confidence. You called it overwhelming anxiety. The universe called it the frequency of acceleration. And what about the unexpected silence from someone you thought would be thrilled about your recent small victory? You shared the good news, expecting a warm celebration, but the room went completely cold. The replies were short, strangely delayed, or felt entirely hollow. This wasn't just them being busy or distracted with their own problems. It was the universe exposing who truly celebrates your light and who merely tolerates your presence as long as you stay small. You called it people growing distant. The universe called it clearing the room for your new destiny. Finally, there is that sudden rush of old memories and past failures keeping you awake at 2 a.m. You are staring at the ceiling when you should be resting for a big day, and suddenly, every mistake you made years ago feels fresh and suffocating, whispering that you do not deserve this new chapter. This wasn't your own mind torturing you in the dark. It was the final purge of the old cycle, burning away the dead weight before your destiny radically shifts. These signs are not random pieces of bad luck. They have a common origin, and it has an ancient name. But before the name, you need something else. There is a path of protection, and I am going to open it right now, before the name, before the word, because anyone carrying the weight of this sudden acceleration needs the armor before receiving the revelation. Stay, and this is exactly where the path of protection opens. The signs that just hit you didn't hit you by accident, Virgo. They are not random bursts of misfortune. They are not consequences of your mistakes. What if this isn't a test of your patience, but the universe showing you exactly where the leaks in your energy field are? I know you have been carrying that heavy dread that isn't just fear of failure. It's a cold grip around your ankles every time your life finally accelerates. You feel the sudden shift in the atmosphere the moment things start going your way. It is almost as if something in the room wants you to fail just so things go back to normal. You have spent so much time analyzing your own steps, wondering what you did wrong to provoke the sudden delays, the cancelled plans, the weird conversations that leave you completely drained. You have been treating a spiritual siege as if it were just a string of bad luck. You have been carrying the weight of invisible envy and calling it anxiety. It is time to stop apologizing for the speed at which your destiny wants to move. I have seen Virgos who are exactly where you are right now. I have seen them carrying this exact same heavy siege for years. They were the ones doing all the invisible labor, planting the seeds in the dark, working flawlessly while everyone else mocked the barren dirt. And then, when the garden finally erupted in color overnight, they watched everything stall right before the finish line. The heavy gaze of the silent observers fell upon them, and the vertigo of success made them shrink. But what changed for them was not a new strategy. What changed was that they stopped absorbing the discomfort of others. They finally learned how to shield their momentum from the eyes of those who preferred them stuck. They severed the unseen cords that were draining their life force. The doors that slam shut at the last second, the strange silences from those who should be clapping, the exhaustion that hits right when you need to run. It was searching for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against Virgo. This digital book is not a generic astrological reading. It is the precise map created specifically for Virgos, who wish to understand the real reason why people act strangely. When your life speeds up, sever the invisible ties trying to slow you down, armor your energy so you can finally run without looking over your shoulder. It decodes the exact frequency of the unseen forces that are trying to pull the emergency brake on your progress. It shows you how to protect the blessings rushing into your life before anyone else even sees them. Because the truth is that envy thrives in stagnation, but it cannot survive velocity. The siege shatters when your destiny decides to move faster than their gaze. You need to anchor this protection now. This cosmic window of acceleration does not wait for your doubts. Because every single day without this path is another sudden opportunity sabotaged by the silent shadow. Every week without this armor is another cycle of exhausting yourself just to stay in the exact same place while others passively feed off your light. Every month you ignore this spiritual leak is another hard-earned victory you will have to hide just to keep the peace at the dinner table. You cannot afford to keep running with this heavy rope tied around your waist, watching the ones who tolerate you celebrate when you stumble. The universe is handing you the momentum, but it is your responsibility to shield it. The digital book is available right now in the first pinned comment. Download it today, while this word is still vibrating alive in your chest, and claim the complete armor for this new phase that only this map provides. So I need you to close your eyes and breathe for a moment, Virgo. Let the weight of what I just said settle into your bones. Imagine that massive wall of invisible blocks that has been holding back the river of your life for so many years. The crack has already formed. The water is already rushing through all at once. You are not drowning. The river is finally taking its natural course, washing away the stagnant energy that was never yours to carry. The sudden chaos you feel around you is nothing more than the sound of the old siege collapsing. The universe is aggressively clearing the room for your new destiny. The walled garden is blooming, and the soil is finally yielding the harvest you bled for in secret. All you need to do now is secure the perimeter. And as I had told you earlier, Virgo, besides the digital book that is in the first pinned comment, there is that voluntary donation link open, right below the book. I still do not receive a single cent for each message that goes out from here to you. That is why this link exists, so that another Virgo tomorrow finds exactly this message that found you today. Whatever amount your heart points to, each gesture like this keeps our channel standing and makes the next message reach whoever needs it, exactly as it reached you today. What acts against you has a shape, and it has a deadline. And now, with the path before you, the name descends. You have been calling it a sudden streak of chaos. You have been calling it a dizzying loss of control, a frantic phase where everything seems to happen at once just to overwhelm you. You thought the sudden shifts around you were just life spinning out of control or another phase of bad luck testing your endurance. But it is not chaos. It is not a cosmic punishment. It is not a random wave of anxiety designed to break your spirit. It is a very specific spiritual mechanism finally activating in your life, and it is called the velocity of the unseen. The velocity of the unseen is the sudden acceleration of your karma, clearing out the spiritual envy and breaking the invisible siege all at once. For years, you have been navigating through a thick, heavy resistance, a silent envy that attached itself to your every step. You felt it in the inexplicable delays, in the sudden exhaustion right before a big leap, in the doors that closed just as you reached for the handle. That was the siege. It was an invisible weight meant to keep you moving at a pace that made others comfortable. But the universe is no longer allowing you to walk at a pace they can sabotage. The velocity of the unseen has taken over, speeding up the events of your life so intensely that the spiritual envy simply cannot catch up. But there is a detail that no one told you about this acceleration. Envy thrives in stagnation, but it cannot survive velocity. The siege shatters when your destiny decides to move faster than their gaze. The vertigo you are feeling right now that strange sensation that the rug will be pulled out from under you at any second, is just your energy field adjusting to this new speed. The sudden shifts in your reality are the sound of the invisible blocks snapping one by one. The velocity of the unseen is not meant to drown you, it is meant to break the heavy chains they wrapped around your progress. Imagine a gardener who worked in the dark for years. Think of him out there night after night, on his knees in the freezing cold, planting seeds in silence while everyone else watched from their warm windows and mocked the barren dirt. He never argued with them. He never defended his vision. He never tried to explain why his hands were bleeding. He just kept digging. Then one morning the sun hits the earth at the exact right angle, and suddenly the entire walled garden erupts in color all at once. It happens so fast it looks like a violent explosion of life. The neighbors stare over the fence, completely shocked by how fast it happened. They whisper about it. They call it a sudden miracle. They call it unfair luck, because they are completely blind to the years of silent labor, the solitary tears, and the relentless discipline that led to this single morning. It is exactly where you are right now, Virgo. The sudden bloom isn't magic. It is the delayed harvest finally breaking through the heavy soil. The velocity of the unseen is just the visible result of everything you built in the dark when no one was clapping. You aren't drowning in chaos. The river is finally taking its natural course. I saw you shrink your own smile at that table because something told you that celebrating out loud wasn't safe. I watched you carry the weight of their silent judgment, mistaking their heavy envy for your own inadequacy. But I am not bringing this sudden speed to overwhelm you. I am accelerating your life to shatter the walls they built around your light. You have paid the price of patience in the dark, and now I demand that you claim your harvest in the sun. There is a man who carried this exact same heavy siege for years. He is someone who worked flawlessly, pouring his soul into every single detail, only to watch everything stall right before the finish line time and time again. The exhaustion was slowly breaking him, whispering that maybe he was just not meant to cross that line. And then, over a single week, 3 massive shifts happened in his life out of nowhere. Everything he had been waiting for arrived at once, completely unannounced. What changed in him was not a new strategy. What changed was that he stopped apologizing for his sudden speed. He finally learned how to shield his momentum from the eyes of those who preferred him stuck. He stopped explaining his victories. He refused to shrink his joy, and the siege completely collapsed. You are sitting there right now feeling a sudden release of tension in your jaw and a strange, comforting warmth spreading through your chest as these pieces finally snap together. You can feel the exact vibration of this truth settling into your bones, replacing the old dread with a sudden clarity. The deepest truth is still ahead, and it has your name. This revelation changes everything, because once you understand the sudden acceleration of your destiny, you must also understand who you have become to carry it. The universe did not hand this immense speed to the person you were yesterday, nor to the version of you that used to shrink at the dinner table. It handed it to the identity you forged in the dark, through years of invisible trials. It is time to look at the mirror and recognize exactly who you are inside this new unbreakable cycle, the relentless builder. Virgo builds in silence while the rest of the world sleeps. You are the one who laid every single brick of your foundation, making absolutely sure nothing was fragile, nothing was left to chance, and everything was earned. But your hidden vulnerability is that you learned to carry so much weight on your own shoulders that you completely forgot how to let anyone else help you celebrate the victory without feeling guilty. The silent observer. Virgo sees. Virgo perceives. Virgo notes the exact detail that no one else in the room even noticed. You possess the quiet gift of reading the atmosphere and knowing exactly what needs to be fixed before the crisis even strikes. Yet, your deepest vulnerability is that you constantly absorb the heavy, unspoken energy of those around you, often mistaking their projected insecurities for your own personal failures. The sudden phoenix. You are the one who rises with quiet dignity exactly when they thought you were finally defeated. You emerge from the ashes of cancelled plans, strange rejections, and sabotaged opportunities with a fierce, quiet grace that confuses the ones who wanted you to fail. But the vulnerability of the phoenix is that sudden vertigo of success, the hesitation to fly too fast and too high because you still carry the muscle memory of the flames. You are all three of these archetypes, seamlessly forged into one unbreakable spirit. Notice your chest now. Take a slow breath and feel that steady, undeniable warmth expanding right at your center. This warmth has a name. It is your reclaimed power finally finding its home. You are no longer the one who apologizes for growing too fast. You are the builder, the observer, and the phoenix, stepping fully into the light without ever asking for their permission again. But this identity that was just declared over you needs to be sustained, because the Virgo who knows their own worth without knowing the siege that surrounds them goes back to carrying gazes that aren't theirs. This is why I need you to anchor this new identity immediately, before the room tries to shrink you again. I am handing you this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against Virgo. It is waiting for you right now in the first pinned comment. This is about sustaining this new unstoppable momentum you just claimed. It is the definitive guide to protecting your energy field, shielding your sudden velocity, breaking the silent drain, ensuring that the heavy ropes of the past never find a way to latch back onto your success. Do not wait for the old shadows to catch up to you before you secure what you've just gained. Click the link in the first pinned comment, download your copy today, and make sure that the identity you just recognized in yourself remains shielded, untouchable, and firmly in your control. The universe declared who you are. Now it is your turn to protect it. I promised I would come back to this. But first, you need to know exactly how this cycle will try to return to test your new armor, because it will try. I told you that this cycle will try to return to test your new armor. The invisible siege doesn't just disappear because you recognized it, Virgo. It shifts its strategy. It will test your newly claimed velocity in the coming days, trying to find a crack in your resolve. You need to know exactly what this looks like when it happens. The first tactic of the siege is the sudden urge to downplay your success to make someone else comfortable. You will be sitting across from a friend or a family member, sharing a piece of incredible news about your progress, and suddenly you will see their smile tighten. The room will grow slightly cold. That heavy, familiar instinct will rush into your chest, telling you to shrink, to apologize for your victory, to add a self-deprecating joke just to keep the peace and make them feel safe around you. When this happens, your weapon is absolute silence. You will look them in the eye, say a firm "thank you," and completely stop talking. Let the silence stretch across the table. Do not fill the void with apologies for your own light. Do not hand them back the power. The second tactic is the sudden spike of imposter syndrome, brilliantly disguised as being realistic. For some of you, this will look like co-workers suddenly acting strangely competitive, or a boss questioning your methods right after your major win. For others, it will be family members making passive-aggressive jokes about your new choices. It is that creeping internal voice whispering that you are flying too high, that the good things are temporary, and the disaster is waiting just around the corner. This isn't your intellect protecting you. It is the siege trying to convince you to pull your own emergency brake. Your weapon against this is undeniable proof. Write down your biggest, hardest win this year on a piece of paper and leave it on your mirror. When the vertigo of success tries to make you dizzy tomorrow morning, you look at that mirror. You anchor your energy in the reality of what you earned, instead of the fear of what you might lose. The third tactic is the attempt of old toxic connections to suddenly check in on you. Right as your momentum peaks, someone from your past who always drained your energy, who always demanded more than they gave, will send a casual message. They will act as if nothing happened, testing the waters to see if they still have access to your rising frequency. This is the invisible drain trying to reconnect. Your weapon is the power of the unseen boundary. You will not explain your new life. You will not justify your distance or negotiate your peace. You simply will not reply for 24 hours. Their invisible grip on your progress will completely loosen as they realize the old version of you no longer answers the door. These three weapons protect you from what I managed to show you today. But the cycle has more layers than can fit in one video. The spiritual envy is ancient. You need to know how to navigate the deeper currents when the compliment feels hollow, when the sudden progress stalls again, when the unexplained fatigue hits after that phone call. It was to armor you for those exact moments that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against Virgo. This digital book is the definitive blueprint to make sure this siege never catches you off guard again. I am not rushing you. I am warning you. Do not wait for the next blockade to look for the map. This unique cosmic window of acceleration is open right now, and it will not pause for your hesitation. Download your copy today in the first pinned comment, and make sure your new momentum remains entirely yours. Now I need you to stop learning for a moment and start feeling. I need you to stop learning for a moment and start feeling. Wherever you are right now, I want you to intentionally drop your shoulders. Let go of that rigid defensive posture you have been holding just to brace for the next sudden impact. Take a deep, slow breath, and as you exhale, let the air clear out the tight spaces in your chest where that heavy, silent anxiety has been living for the past few weeks. You do not need to fight the current in this exact second. You are safe in this frequency. Close your eyes for just 5 seconds. I want you to deeply imagine a thick, heavy, dark rope tied tightly around your waist. This is the invisible siege. This is the silent envy that has been aggressively pulling you back every single time you finally gather the momentum to run forward. It has been wrapped around you for so long that you almost mistook its suffocating weight for your own natural gravity. Now, visualize a sudden, brilliant flash of silver light striking down and severing that rope cleanly in half. Feel the sudden, massive release of tension in your lower back. Feel the rush of fresh air instantly expanding your lungs as the restriction breaks. The heavy weight that kept you artificially grounded is entirely gone, and absolutely nothing is holding you back anymore. Release the crushing weight of the heavy gazes that made you question the validity of your own light. Release the quiet, misplaced guilt you carried for finally succeeding, while the people around you remained stubbornly stuck in their own cycles. Release the silent, paralyzing fear of being truly seen in the absolute fullness of your power, without any apologies. Release the invisible, exhausting ties to those who only celebrated your presence when you were small, quiet, and incredibly easy to manage. That energy no longer has permission to touch your frequency. You are no longer the one who shrinks at the dinner table just to make the room comfortable. I activate the relentless builder within you, firmly claiming the unshakable foundation you laid in the dark while everyone else was completely distracted. I activate the silent observer within you, turning your profound, quiet perception into an unbreakable shield that instantly repels what is not yours. I activate the sudden phoenix within you, rising with fierce, quiet dignity and unstoppable momentum from the ashes of every single sabotaged opportunity you ever had to endure. Before we seal this, write down below the name of someone you are carrying through this crossing, or, if it is for you, write in one sentence what you are expecting the universe to return to you. I will read it, and you will not write this alone. Do not release this energy yet. We are not done. Stay with me. I seal the foundation of your home against the silent drain that tries to enter through the front door. I seal the exhausting effort you poured into the dark, ensuring no invisible hand touches your harvest. I seal the sudden acceleration of your destiny, locking the gate so the heavy envy cannot follow you into this new phase. I heard you call it a sudden streak of bad luck when the doors slammed shut just as you reached for the handle, but I was the one aggressively clearing the room so your new destiny could finally breathe. I watched you carry the quiet devastation of friends growing distant, mistaking their silence for your own failure, when I was simply exposing the invisible blocks that could not survive the speed of your new chapter. I saw you shrink your own smile at that table because something told you that celebrating out loud wasn't safe. You swallowed the joy of your own victory to keep the peace for those who preferred you stuck in the mud, absorbing their projected insecurities as if they were your own natural gravity. I felt the sudden, crushing exhaustion you carried at 3 in the afternoon, the heavy dread washing over your chest right when you needed to sprint. That was not your mind failing you. That was your energy field violently repelling the unseen siege that desperately tried to latch onto your rising frequency. You thought the vertigo of this sudden acceleration was a warning that the disaster was waiting around the corner, a punishment for daring to move faster than their gaze. But the velocity is not meant to drown you. I accelerated your life specifically to shatter the heavy ropes they tied around your progress in the dark. I'm not bringing this rushing momentum to overwhelm you or test your endurance one more time. You have paid the price of patience in the shadows for years, and now I demand that you stand completely unapologetic in the sun and claim the harvest you bled for. The sudden urge to downplay your success to make the room comfortable ends here. The creeping imposter syndrome, brilliantly disguised as realistic hesitation, ends here. The invisible grip of old toxic connections trying to check in on your rising frequency ends here. Virgo has never been cold. Virgo is not envied for being demanding. Virgo is envied for quietly delivering what others only promise out loud. Don't let go yet. The universe has just told you. I saw you shrink your own smile at that table because something told you that celebrating out loud wasn't safe. And that is exactly why I need to remind you of one thing before sealing this. What was cut here today is real, and the release you are feeling in your chest is the absolute truth of your new momentum. But tomorrow morning, the world will try to convince you that nothing has changed. That heavy gaze that will try to sit on your shoulders again tomorrow morning is the final attempt of the old siege trying to pull the emergency brake. You need to anchor this protection permanently. It is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. This digital book, The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against Virgo, is your shield. It is the complete manual for securing the freedom you just won so it doesn't slip away at dawn. You have done the hard work of breaking the invisible ropes, but now you must build the walls to protect the garden. Do not wait for tomorrow to test the walls you built today. Click the link in the first pinned comment, download your copy right now, and guarantee that this sudden acceleration remains entirely yours. You might feel like you are walking this path by yourself, but there are thousands of Virgos listening to this right now in the exact same silence as you, feeling the exact same heavy rope finally snapping. If this voice found you today and helped you make sense of the sudden chaos, subscribe to the channel. Not for numbers, but because the next message of this series is going to search exactly for those who have already crossed this first threshold. In the next video of this series, I'm going to show you the exact sign that appears 3 days before your biggest financial block breaks, and why almost every Virgo ignores it. Don't miss it. And still in this video, Virgo, before I seal this hour with you, I come back one last time to this request. You have walked with me this far. You have crossed every word, every revelation, every sign. And if at any moment of this message you felt the universe touch you, you know this video was not an accident. The voluntary donation link remains open in the first pinned comment, right below the digital book. Not as a charge, not as an exchange, but as a giving back from the one who received to the source this message came from. Any amount your heart points to, and the universe sees every gesture. The universe sees, and the universe multiplies over your home, over your days, over what you don't even know is about to arrive. This was my last request. I'll be waiting for you there. Thank you so much. And when that heavy gaze tries to return, remember that the answer has a name, the great secret of spiritual envy. And it is already within your reach in the first pinned comment. The crack in the wall is permanent, and the invisible blocks can no longer hold back the water. The river of your destiny is finally taking its natural course, and the walled garden is erupting in color exactly as it was always meant to do. Now, you can let go. This message is complete. What was seen was seen, what was cut was cut. Walk light, Virgo.